A big welcome to all our viewers at home and all the Rondebosch and old boys of SACS around the world. Thank you for joining us on a glorious winter's day down at Rondebosch Boys Eye, where we're expecting a very, very hot clash against Southern Suburb rivals SACS. And with me in the commentary box, we've got Nick Maurer from SACS. Nick, great to have you alongside me, and great epic clash between two top boys school sides today.
Hi Clint, yes, great to be at this beautiful venue. We're blessed here in the southern suburbs. All the main southern suburbs rivals having amazing facilities, a wonderful rugby A field, as you say, a beautiful day. Another titanic clash expected here between two great sides. We've both had pretty good seasons, and looking to come out here. I think the ones that prevail today ultimately will come out with a title of southern suburbs unofficial champions. If we look at the teams here up in front, I'll just go through the SACS side first. The sort of well-known players, Liam Larkin and Lucky Glepu, the hooker and scrum half, they played in the Craven Week side. There's a new cap for SACS, Nishad Yaqub on the flank. He leapfrogged from the third team. Alex Halverson, the regular number 8, out injured today. And a couple of other players to watch. Look out for the combination of Nick Redlinghase and Geordie Hop in the centres, and obviously the ball carrying ability of people like Liam Larkin, James Brewer, and also Lance Statler.
I tell you what, that's a side filled with quality. On the Rondebosch side, there's been a couple of late changes with Matthew Horrigan coming in at Lucet. Mike Mavavana, the X factor for Bosch, doing duty today for South Africa under the 18s against England, I believe. So he will be missed in that fullback berth. Amani Manani is still carrying an injury, so he's also not available. So Rondebosch, with a fairly balanced side, will look to get some early dominance.
Clint, I like the look of this Bosch side. A couple of the boys that I knew from when they were under 16s in this back line. Robbie Davies, the scrum half, I rate him highly. Van der Bell Blake, and I see DJ Faulkner is actually at 15. But that centre combination, when they're together, is also a force to be reckoned with, and perhaps they'll reignite next year when they're in grade 12. But some exciting backs, some workman-like forwards there as well. Matthew Krobela, I think probably the life and soul of your pack. So I think this is a mouth-watering contest. Really looking forward to commentate with you.
I'll tell you what, Robbie Davis has certainly made an impression this season. The talisman within the Rondebosch side, he makes things happen. He's a really intelligent player. And Rondebosch will be hoping he'll be making some good decisions today. Should it go to the forwards, or should it go out to the backs, or should it go in behind a line speed maniac SACS team?
Yeah, it's mouth-watering, as I said. Clint, your comments on the Rondebosch season thus far? They've really done well, only losing to the big four Boland schools. Something maybe that was a bit unexpected for you as a fairly young team, or just living up to their potential.
I think they've done really well. Have they been severely tested? The jury's still out on that. But they have performed above their expectation, and they've played some really good rugby at times. So most of these young guys, the guys you mentioned earlier on, the DJ Falconers, the Ross Rueders, the Van der Bell Blake, the Cal Smith, those sort of boys have really stepped up and embraced the senior setup. So we'll be expecting a bit more from them today as well.
Yes, SACS' season as well. Had a good season so far. The defeat to Bishops, obviously last Saturday, unexpected defeats, would have hurt the SACS boys and everyone at SACS. They were very unexpected. But it just shows you, Clint, in rugby, the underdog is a dangerous thing. SACS, I would say, I think in everyone's eyes, heavy favourites to win that game on the Pali Reese. But Bishops were magnificent in the way they defended, they fought for everything, they had real desire and hunger to upset the more fancied SACS outfit, and that's rugby. There's often the side that's more desperate comes out on top in those clashes, and SACS will be looking now to bounce back after that disappointment. They've got 2 games left for the Matrix, and they'll be looking to put in a big performance today and next week against Wynberg.
Well, certainly a game for the underdog. Many of the Rondebosch boys will be playing their last game at Rugby A today, so they'll be eager to leave Rugby A with fond memories, but a very good quality SACS side standing in the way of that. Well, I tell you what, the table is set. We've got an exceptional, beautiful winter's day here in the Cape. For those people sitting up north, wondering about the weather in Cape Town, I tell you what, the secret is out. It doesn't get any better than this.
The Bosch faithful clapping their hands, forming a tunnel here, waiting for their heroes to run out onto the field. Great atmosphere around the fields here. Fantastic, always these local derbies. Games around the paddock and all the various fields. Very competitive, always played in a good spirit. And the first team game will be no different.
That first game at SACS in the first round ended in a draw. So all the spoils up for grabs.
Yeah, SACS sitting with a 7-point lead, I think, with about a couple of minutes to go. And Rondebosch scoring a glory try there, set up, if I remember, by Robbie Davies himself. And the try being scored under the poles and converted for a draw on that day, breaking SACS hearts. But nevertheless, a great comeback by Bosch on that day. And another lesson that you always play to the final whistle. Never assume anything. Never think that the game is over, because anything can happen. And I think Rondebosch really showed their fight on that day, and they never stopped playing, and they got the draw at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think for the Bosch camp, that was a winning draw. To come back like that in the end and take it away from SACS was what needed to be done, and the boys stood up and fought right to the end. But they would need to start well today.
Clint, Bosch making SACS wait on the field here. Is this a tactic, or what are your thoughts?
It would certainly look like it, but could definitely, that's not, Rondebosch not seen as a school with gamesmanship, that sort of thing. Maybe just one of the tighties needed to go to the toilet, just take care of business. But Schenker leading out Rondebosch, and he's been a quality leader for Bosch this season, and no doubt he will lead from the front today.
Yeah, sometimes, Clint, the Spurburgers stand underneath us, is under pressure just before kickoff. Some of those tight forwards getting their final grab before the kickoff. But Bosch are now on the field, and they're forming a huddle in the middle. Looks like SACS will be kicking off. David Hayes, the left-footed SACS fly-off, will be kicking off and starting proceedings. Very little wind at the moment, a slight breeze. Hard to tell where it's coming from, but it's not really a massive factor. Maybe coming from right to left, Clint. SACS having it at their backs.
Definitely a little bit over the shoulders of SACS, but nothing major. But it's just there. It should be dying down as the game goes on. So I think a really good toss to win by SACS, taking the early advantage with that slight breeze in their backs.
David Hayes with options right and left. Geordie Hop, the tall SACS number 13, often chases here on the right-hand side and looks to contest the kickoff. Another option, of course, is to kick long into the corner here towards the left-hand side where most of the SACS forwards are standing. Let's see what David Hayes, what the plan is from the kickoff. Hayes kicks off left, a very good kick.
Taken by Dane Stevens, and for Rondebosch, a really good kick by SACS. Nice early scrap in the ruck. SACS applying the heat. A really good exit needed here now. Grobler making way. He was met fiercely by some SACS defenders. Davis with a dink over the top. Nice play.
Nice idea there by Robbie Davies. Saw a bit of space, often a little bit of space between the front line and the back three, obviously waiting for the long exit kick. Unfortunately for him, that ball rolling into touch, giving SACS a line out inside the Bosch half. Larkin to feed, a four-man line out. It goes to four. Brewer goes up, taps it nicely to Lucky Glepu. Here's Hayes out to Geordie Hop with a bit of space. He goes for the outside break. He is smashed to the ground by Bosch number 13. The ref rules no spear tackle. I thought he did put him down safely. Nothing wrong there. Hayes plays it out to Connor O'Reilly, the loose-head prop for SACS. Rondebosch contesting hard at the breakdown. Hayes out to Statler, been one of the players of the season for SACS. Hayes again at 9. Brewer, the captain. He's well met by Bosch defenders, tackling nice and low. One going low, one going high. Here comes Redlingace. Gives it out to Hop. Good pressure there, good line speed by Bosch, but good hands. Here goes the new cap, Nishad Yakub, he's strong in contact. He lays it back. Redlinghurst looks to pick and drive. This is where he's good. Lucky Glepu passes it out to Statler. Running hard. The Bosch defense stays strong. Lucky now out to, he looks for an option of a kicking option. A good one there. Bit of space in behind. Davies is back. He decides to have a run. Does very, very well there, Robbie Davies. Feeds the ball inside.
Rondebosch defense. Now they're back on attack. Sam Cragg out wide to Carl Smith. Van der Bijl Blake. He will look for some territory. Looking to calm things down. Ball out just on the other side, just inside the SACS half of the field. Some really energetic play. First up by SACS. Moving it from side to side. Lucky Gleplu spotting some spacing behind. Some clever kicking from the 2 nines. And so both sides showing their intent.
Some good defense there by Rondebosch. A nice exit there to get out of their half. Here's Tom Robinson. Ball gets, and the refs ruled a little knock on there. Good contesting there by Rondebosch.
Carl Smith, a real thorn in the flesh for the SACS boys in the line-out. Coach Mark Lindenberg, obviously having done his homework, there'll be some severe contesting in the line-out.
Yeah, unfortunately for SACS, they are pretty much down to only one jumper with James Brewer, the only option. They're going to be scratching around looking for someone else, using people who actually never jumped before. Halverson being the other forward, Cameron Lawrenson, also the lock that got injured against Paul Boys. So at the moment, you know, other than shortening, you can't shorten it much more than a 4-man line-out. Well, you can, but I don't believe in attacking off anything shorter than that is really worthwhile. So it is what it is, and SACS are just going to have to they're just going to have to deal with it.
Rondebosch with a feed for the first scrum. Referee Pierre Rogers will have to control this facet of this play, making sure that we get the scrum right so we can get some rugby going. Both sides will look to impose themselves on one another in this facet of the game. With the front row of Horrigan, Arendse and Chula Maputing. Yeah, Redlinghurst is a real little talisman for SACS. Finds little holes everywhere. Free kick. Robbie Davis smartly taps it in the right area. Cragg out wide to Zakia Sali, who normally plays out in the loose forward. Falcon out to Ruder. Ruder with some fancy feet. Davis. Cragg again. That middle pod. Cal Smith carrying strong. Davis with a show and go. Rondebosch with some nice opportunity now. Now they've got to hold on to this ball. Cragg changes direction. Cal Smith with a nice carry. Goatley. Chulu. And the crowd will love this. A fan favorite amongst the Rondebosch crowd. Robbie Davis trying a little stab through. Turnover possession.
Geordie Hop now takes it. Probably not the best option there by Robbie Davies. SACS have it now. Redlinghurst off their feet at the breakdown, but the ref plays on. Here comes Statler into contact. Glepu now plays it out to David Hayes, who puts it on the left boot. That's a fine nudge into space. Have SACS got the chase? That's a lovely exit kick there by David Hayes, using the slight breeze there, using the left foot. That's intelligent play there by SACS. They were camped in their half there. One thing they wouldn't want to do there is to play too much rugby, make an error and give Rondebosch back possession. So fine play. Now they can put pressure on the Bosch line out.
Devin Arendse. He will look to hit his jumper here. A nice, good exit needed from Bosch. SACS applying the pressure. Goatley shifts back. Great ball by Arendse. The carry by Van der Bijl. Ball a little bit slow. Davis not happy. Cragg not in one of his best strikes.
Here comes Benderman now. He fields the kick to Michael Abrams. Bit of footwork here by Abrams. He comes in and gets met heavily in the tackle by the Bosch number 2 hooker. Lucky Glepu, bit of space on the left. Has he seen it? No, he hasn't. He's gone right to Nishad Yakub. He's hungry on debut. He's strong, but well met again with some feisty Bosch defense. Here's Redlinghurst doing what he's done all season. Little pick and drive around the fringes. Klepu gives it out to Yakub. He's hungry, you can see. He wants to make as much use of his opportunities. There's 2 games to go of his matric here. Good hands there by Larkin. Here comes Abrams. Abrams leaves it infield. And the referee awards SACS a penalty, Clint, for offside, I can only assume. I haven't seen a signal. Let's see what he says. Some decent phase play there by SACS, asking a few questions, but Rondebosch up to the challenge at the moment. Oh, he's ruled a high tackle.
I'll tell you what, the quick ball at the moment for SACS is the killer. Rondebosch defense, very passive, not able to apply any pressure really, and SACS doing well, generating the quick ball.
Interesting there, Bosch had a 4-man line-out, exit line-out, SACS only employing 1 pod. I don't know if that was out of design or the boys didn't count up properly. Just Rondebosch throwing a nice deep back ball, very well executed throw and jump. Always nice to see youngsters like these execute those skills under pressure. We see it even at professional level. Not easy to perform those nice deep lob throws with a bit of wind about in the pressure situation with the opposition fans right in front of you. So all respect to the Bosch hooker who found his jumper there beautifully. Geordie Hop now. Geordie Hop drags that penalty attempt to the left-hand side, and the score remains 0-0.
A let-off for Rondebosch. Geordie Hop, normally a sweet striker of the ball. Been pretty accurate throughout the season, and he would have liked to have nailed that one through the poles.
Very tight this, Clint. You feel that this is going to go down to the wire. Both teams, not giving anything to their opposition. They are both proud rugby schools, and who are the bragging rights going to belong to?
Nice deep kick by Van der Bijl.
And here comes Benderman. There's a call for Larkin, who hasn't been carrying yet in the game. Let's see what he can do. He's big, strong with a huge fend. He runs into Sali, who does well to bring him to ground. Klepu now to Statler. Runs hard at the gain line and gets over the advantage line. Well done by Statler. There's a little Gregan play there to Michael Abrams on the switchback. Klepu plays right, probably should have played left. Larkin standing still, but gets over the advantage line as he's done all season. Klepu out to Connor O'Reilly. And now Klepu, there's numbers on the outside, they've seen it. Redlinghurst must pass early, he does. Now Michael Abrams, Rondebosch jockey. Yakub up the left-hand side. Strong carry, but good defense by Bosch. The ball is there. And Rondebosch a little over-eager there at the breakdown, going off their feet. And SACS have been awarded a penalty. Rondebosch coming in from the side there, Clint.
Really good hit by Cal Smith to snuff out that attack, but SACS, some real nice momentum, some real good rhythm to their play, putting the Rondebosch defense under severe pressure.
SACS forward carriers carrying strongly in the midfield, sucking in defenders and forcing Rondebosch to jockey there, which obviously means you can't come forward and make positive hits. All you can do really is scrag and scramble, and that's what SACS will be looking to do. SACS they have an attacking line-out. They've gone for a 3-man option. We haven't seen them do 3-man line-outs many times this season. This could be a response from the first game where Rondebosch really took SACS's line-out apart. An overthrow there and a knock-on by SACS. The coaching staff won't be happy with that. Poor execution there by SACS, giving away a golden opportunity to put pressure and points.
Yeah, those moments are big. That line-out ball, I tell you what, critical for the SACS guys. Mr. Wepner will be scratching his head at the moment, trying to think of a way to get some line-out ball from his boys.
As I said, Clint, SACS pretty much have only one line-out jumper and James Brewer, so perhaps that's why they've had to shorten the line-outs. There really aren't many options.
Robbie Davies with the feet, strong push from the SACS pack. Andrew Patterson should be happy with that. He's been putting in a lot of work with this SACS pack, and they've been a real threat at the scrum.
They've scrummed well all season. Rondebosch with a slightly weakened front row, I believe, through injuries. SACS will be looking to impose themselves at this particular set piece. Maybe they can get scrum dominance in the same way that Bosch will be looking to get line-out dominance. SACS there, maybe a little bit high, both packs standing up under the pressure. SACS will be looking to stay low and tight and push their opposition off their ball. Referee has ruled that there was an early shove there. He's resetting, but he wants to speak to the front rows first. Referees and supporters alike, I don't believe, want this to become a game dominated by resets. So he'll be looking to speak to the front rows and get their discipline and make sure that we've got a spectacle here rather than a stop-start affair.
Now, up to now, it's really been fast-flowing from both sides. Both teams coming here to play, and that's what we want to see.
Another huge moment in the game now. Bosch inside their 22 with a very important scrum. SACS looking to push them off their ball.
Robbie Davis with the feed. Another strong push from SACS. The Bosch boys reversing. Ball out. Lucky Glepu with it. He's going to... Good tackle by Cal Smith.
Huge scrum there by SACS. Here comes Yakub. He's having a really good start to his first game in a first-team jersey. Ball goes out to Larkin. He goes for the line. He must be there. He's over the line and the try is awarded. Clint all set up there by a magnificent scrum. Lucky Glepu going left, the SACS left wing, who must have been deep waiting for the kick, assuming Rondebosch would win the scrum. Wasn't there to support. Nevertheless, a nice carry by Yakub, who's I think's really done nicely in his first game. And then very difficult to stop a guy like Liam Larkin close to the line. He's called the Rhino, not for nothing. He's very difficult to stop there. He's fended off many, many men this season, and he just busted his way through there for a good score.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lucky Glep was showing his quality. Having been selected for the Western Province Cramerwick side, he just pounced on that ball and he got to go forward. And on the next phase, big carrying SACS boy crashing over the line was Liam Larkham. You don't stop him from 5 meters out, not easily. Rondebosch will have to have a good look at that scrum. Devon Orange, Oregon, they need to compose themselves. They need to come back in this game, get those confidence back.
Geordie Hop looking to make amends for his earlier miss. And he strikes the ball and swings in past the right hand upright. Very good kick, well judged there by Hop. Drifting the ball in with a gentle breeze. And SACS lead now 7-0. Probably, one would say, deservedly, considering the territory that SACS have had. Rondebosch have been struggling to get out of their half against the wind, admittedly, and they'll be looking to play some rugby now deep within the SACS territory.
We're 15 minutes into the game, and as you say, Nick, 7-point lead and well-deserved. Rondebosch will need to get their hands back on the ball now. But an unforced error by Vanderbijl Blake. SACS continuing to play.
The ball crosses the 10-meter line, and Benderman mops things up. Here comes Hayes. He gives it out to Redlinghuyse and passes out to Abrams with the wind at his back, and he kicks it into the right corner. Nice ball strike there by Abrams over Sam Craig's head. He has to double back for the ball. There's a chase here by SACS. Lucky Glepu waits, but the ball is well struck into touch. But a quick throw in by Glepu. The trees alongside the Rugby A doing a favour there for SACS. Here comes Glepu, full of running. Glepu straight through. He's got support on his inside. He gives it to Abrams. Abrams in space. He goes for the line. Brought down. Brilliant tackle by the penalty try awarded by the referee. Must have been an early tackle. Marginal, I thought. I thought he might have timed it to perfection. Nevertheless, the ref is the sole judge of fact. Lucky Glepu really showing his class there, Clint. He threw the ball in quickly to get the play on the move, then supported with a great run down the right, giving to his boarding house buddy, Michael Abrams, who we thought had been dragged down with a magnificent tackle, but the referee ruling an early tackle, I think, and Vanderbijl Blake being given a yellow card on top of that. Double hammer blow.
I really think that's severe. If you're going to give a penalty try, I mean, the yellow card is not called for. He did rip the ball in the tackle, not allowing the SACS boy to place the ball, which I agree, penalty try. But a yellow card, I mean, I think it's quite harsh.
So Clint, am I correct in saying that the penalty was actually for an infringement there on the ground rather than for the early tackle?
No, it wasn't an early tackle. It was a tackler ripping the ball while they were lying on the ground.
Okay.
Didn't allow the ball carrier to place the ball.
Okay.
And I tell you what, Rondebosch with their backs against the wall here.
This is just the start that coaches Graham Veppener and Adam Rundle would have wanted. Scoreboard pressure is a big thing in rugby. Rondebosch now are going to have to chase this game at 14-0 down and maybe play in a way that they wouldn't have wanted to play, which can create its own opportunities for SACS. Be very, very interesting to see how they can get back in this game.
Well, SACS showing real positive intent. Playing that ball that didn't travel 10 meters, and they got some good reward for it.
Lovely high hanging kick from Sam Craig. Well taken by David Hayes. Liam Larkin now. He throws it back to Redling Hayes, who comes down the blind side. He's quick off the mark. Redling Hayes mops things up nicely there. Is there some composure here? Glepu out to Hayes with the left boot. Very, very nice strike there by Hayes down the touchline for a lovely little exit kick. And taking play to the 10-meter line. Bosch now have their first attacking line out of the game. What can they muster?
I know this is an area of the game which they spend a lot of time on. So Coach Mark Lindenberg will hope the guys will get this right. Such a nice platform to play from. 5-man at the back. Hilton Goatley taps it over. Robbie Davis has to clean it up. Dan Stevens tries to push it through. Another turnover. Some robust interaction on the touchline in front of the Rondebosch crowd. Just a bit of handbags between the boys. I think both sides doing well, walking away from it.
Probably wise for the Spirit Committee to stay out of it, and the physio as well. Let the boys handle it, and the referee. Just a little bit of argy-bargy, a little bit of ill discipline there. A late push there by SACS after all was said and done. The referee awarding a penalty to Bosch for that ill discipline, which won't make the SACS coaches happy in any way.
Bosch deciding to go for poles just to calm things down, I think. Sam Craig with a long-range effort here from the 10-meter, well within his range. If he strikes it well, he shouldn't have a problem. But important for his confidence to get a good strike on this.
Yes, probably two schools of thought here, Clint. Go for poles, slow things down, maybe get 3 points on the board. Another school of thought would say, we haven't had any territory, we haven't had any set piece close to the SACS line. Maybe bang that one into the corner. You've got a good line out, got a good maul. Maybe another opportunity there missed to exert yourselves close to the SACS line and maybe score a try. So
I quite like that option.
Yeah.
I quite like that option.
Hindsight is an exact science, so we'll see what happens here.
He's kicking into a stiff breeze. A nice silence around Rugby A. Craig strikes it, looks good. Oh, the one bounce over. That will do his confidence the world of good, and it's good to be on the board. Bosch.
Clint, if that was the crossbar challenge for a car or something, Sam Craig would be a wealthy man. Hitting the crossbar there and bouncing over. He'll tell people in years ahead that he had planned to do that, and just pure skill and execution got him there.
The important thing now is to exit well.
David Hayes with a deep kick off to the left-hand side.
Again, Davis putting his hand up. Dan Stevens.
Good chase there by SACS, charging down the kick. A lot of needle in this game. Touch judge awards the line out to Rondebosch after the charge down. Bosch now against the breeze, looking to win their line out here and get out of their half. They've got a 5-man line out here. They're moving in and out. The referee is speaking to them. Once you're in, you're in.
Going for the front option on Golf Schenker. Davis. Big Grobler with the carry. He's got to go straight. He's going sideways. Manages to get over that varnish line. Ball is a little bit slow. Godley. The ball out of the back. Falconer into the line. A little bit sideways from the Rondebosch side. No real penetration. That's a turnover from SACS.
No release, no daylight shown there by SACS. The referee awards the penalty to Bosch. Some enterprising play there by Bosch. One feels maybe, Clint, that against this win, maybe it's a little stronger than we think it is, being up here in the stand. Maybe it's too difficult. They're finding it difficult to relieve pressure with kicks. An idea there to run it out. Maybe not the right execution there. SACS had their number, and fortuitously get the penalty and get themselves to the halfway line.
Yes, this breeze certainly playing its part. Rondebosch working the ball out wide, but no real penetration. Now Falconer tries to inject a bit of impetus here for them. Again, slow ball. Davis, Cal Smith steps inside. Statler with a good tackle. Some heat from the SACS team. Ball out to the blind. Falconer with a good carry again. He needs to hold on to this ball now. It's a little bit frantic from the Bosch side. I would say they would need to settle down and build a bit of patience. It's a little bit frantic at the moment.
Big hit there by Liam Larkin. Knocked the wind out of the sails of that particular attack. SACS now set a line out. They've come in with a 4-man line out. They play to the front cleverly. They don't want to get into a line out contest with Bosch. They just get that one moving. Here comes Geordie Hop. Redlinghurst needs to straighten. He does eventually. And Hop and Co are there. Knees on the ground, must release.
Referee Pierre Rogers judging another giving another penalty to Bosch for holding on to ball. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was a little bit quick there.
Yeah, Clint, I thought that maybe a bit unlucky there. I thought maybe Redlinghurst was fighting forward with his knees on the ground, in which case Bosch would have to release the ball and then contest it. Nevertheless, the ref is the sole judge of fact, as we've said, and he ruled that Redlinghurst had gone to ground and Rondebosch were there to steal the ball.
Bosch going for that second option now. Let's see how this one works out. Full line out by Bosch. I tell you what, seeing Garshenka there, you can look, they can definitely go for the drive. Before we drive anywhere, we need a ball.
You can bet your life, Clint, that this will be a maul.
A fake ball might also be an option. But it's at the back if they can set this. Great contest by SACS.
A poor throw there, must be said as well, but Brewer getting up ahead. That was good play.
Oh, opportunity, Cal Smith. Again, patience, guys. Hold on to that ball. Both sides having their chances there and both throwing it away.
Yeah, Larkin looking to punch Statler right on his shoulder. Maybe a better play would have been to give it out the back to a backline play and a bit more space. SACS looking to try and run that one out of their 22 after stealing the Bosch line out.
Now, real attacking opportunity for Bosch. Their scrum will come under pressure again. They will need to stand strong here. Options on both sides. Falconer roaming wide. Again, the pressure from SACS. Really good scrum by the SACS boys. Van der Bell Blake losing his feet. Deep into the 22. The ball is a little bit quicker. Chulu with a carry. Great tackle by Statler again. Robbie Davis having to scratch around for the ball. Cal Smith again. Workman-like. Patience needed. Trying to fit Ruder into the close spaces. Maybe not the best idea. Robbie Davis with a short break on the side. Bosch boys will need to pile in. SACS have got that up. Holding it up nicely. Ball's available. Ruder to Craig. Not a lot of numbers out wide. Van der Bell Blake with a sneaky little drop kick. Pushes it wide. Obviously knew he had the penalty there.
Yes, Clint, with all SACS's scrum dominance there, they didn't put enough pressure on Van der Bell Blake. He carried strongly into Hayes and got to his feet again. A very good carry by him. He kept going, got Rondebosch back on the front foot despite being pushed backwards in that scrum. And the resulting phase play resulting in putting enough pressure on the SACS defence to force a penalty. Good play there by the Bosch number 12.
SACS certainly applying a lot of pressure at rack time. The Bosch boys not having it all their way, not getting past that ball. SACS really fighting well behind the ball. Making sure that Rondebosch gets the slow ball, which is the killer.
And here we have now a line out 5 meters from SACS's line. Another maul, Clint.
You can bet your bottom dollar. But first things first, Devin Aronson needs to hit somebody on that line out. Is it Cal Smith or is it Hilton Goatley at the back? They go for Goatley at the back. Sets it beautifully. There was the fake one. Ruder looking for a hole. No real punch. Grobler again, trying to punch forward. Chulu. But it's very 1-1 at the moment off 9. Davis again, sneaky little dummy, show and go. Makes meters. Bosch again struggling at rack time. The SACS pressure. Larkham with a beautiful chicken wing out to the right. Very, very cheeky from Larkham.
Some would say some suicidal play there on your own line, Clint. SACS repelling the danger, turning the ball, getting the ball turned over and promptly almost giving Rondebosch 7 points. So maybe just a little bit rattled there. Some enterprising play there by Bosch off the back of the line-out, putting SACS under massive pressure. Rondebosch now have the feed after that error. And it's very difficult to stop, Clint. You both played a lot of rugby. We know this left-hand scrum, 5 meters out, very, very difficult to defend. Let's see what Bosch have up their sleeve.
It all starts with dominating the contact, and I just think at this stage, SACS one up on us there. Davis goes left, Ruder to the corner. Into touch. Nice attacking opportunity there. But again, referee Pierre Rogers coming back for a penalty. One scrumming in.
Yeah, scrumming in and scrumming upwards, I think, as well. The Bosch loose head standing up there under pressure. Interesting what Bosch decide to do. Yeah, they won't want to scrum, I wouldn't think, but there's also the poles option, but maybe even the kick for the corner is what they decide. Probably the right call.
Is looking good for me.
Yeah, right call, I think. Klepu and Talashi on the far side, they're saving a try, just with some desperate defense in the corner. Rondebosch with all the play, all the territory at the moment. If they could score here, they would certainly get back in this game.
It will be a massive psychological edge for SACS if they can snub them one more time. Bosch will need to be accurate here. Ball to Cal Smith. Another little trick play.
Lovely shift maul there by Bosch.
It looks set for me, Nick. Now they need to work. They've got the momentum. Devin Aronson short, I think. They did everything to score there. Great defense by SACS. And I think referee Pierre Rogers has got a spot on there.
I think the Bosch man at the back of that line-out is going to be kicking himself when he sees the video. I think he thought the try line was there and he dropped to his knees to score, and I think he just dropped a little early. I think
Devin Aronson going early. That's right, exactly.
If they had kept going there, I think they were well in there for the try. SACS did defend that well, but a superb shift maul there by Bosch, putting SACS under pressure. Those shift mauls so difficult to stop. You're pushing at the point of contact, and suddenly the pressure moves. Very difficult to stop that. Good work by Bosch.
Another opportunity for Rondebosch. 5 meters out. Davis to feed. The scrum under pressure again. Goatley out. Davis. Cleverly held back by Davis. It's Falconer. Oh, he should have let it go.
By Benjamin.
Opportunities galore. SACS diving over. Zach Sali hasn't seen much of the ball. Keeps it alive. Davis. Out wide to Chulu. Opportunities. Larkin.
Huge hit by Larkin.
Majestical hit.
The referee rules up another penalty to Bosch. Can SACS hold them out? Robbie Davis showing what a class player is there. Timing his pass to perfection, putting his mates. It looked like DJ Falconer in space. He should have passed that ball though, Clint. He had a man on his outside. He chose to go on his own. He was very well low, chop tackled by SACS. And somehow SACS breathe a sigh of relief and hold out Bosch.
Nick, you know how it goes. You only get so many opportunities in a game. And I feel Rondebosch have had one or two now, and they would have to cash in on one of these soon. Otherwise, SACS will come away here feeling they've done really well in this first half.
Yeah, to me there was a certain try, opportunity not taken, but Bosch have another line out. They go for a 5-man. They go for that good old trick play at the front, Clint. The little Irish swivel play. SACS up to it. Lucky Klepu strikes the ball. A good kick. And SACS relieve the pressure. As you say, Clint, opportunity after opportunity for Bosch there. SACS holding them out. Huge moments in the game. You know, Rondebosch score there and get back in the game to 14-10. SACS now getting out of their half, getting a little bit of territory here and looking to put some pressure now on the Bosch line-out. They go for a 3-man line-out.
Coatley shouted in the orders. Cal Smith into the line. Ball again, very slow. In behind. Baylor. Zali getting rushed in the midfield. Lost forward. And SACS really doing well. And they will have their tails up.
Yeah, Bosch will be kicking themselves there. Clint find it a bit strange that with Bosch's dominant line-out that they would go for a 3-man and play that front play. I mean, SACS were, waiting for them there. For me, maybe better to put some pressure with the maul or perhaps play off the top, ball out to some heavy loose forwards in the midfield there to try and create some momentum. Nevertheless, obviously part of a bigger plan. The coaching staff will have it all under control, I'm sure, from a Bosch point of view. Just interesting to see how different coaches think about things and what their tactics are. Lucky Glepu now has a midfield scrum. He's got Redlinghuis to the right-hand side. Looks like Michael Sutton has come onto the field as a reserve. It's hard to tell who he's on for. He's on for Michael Abrams, in fact, who's left the field injured. SACS will be looking to get out of here now after some sustained pressure by Bosch. Coles out to Glepu, now to Redlinghuis, who bangs it in straight down the throat of a Bosch man. And the referee, fortuitously for SACS, rules a knock-on. Nick Redlinghuis perhaps kicking that grabber a little early. When kicking a grabber, for the viewers, you want to take it right to the line so you can thread the needle. If you kick that too early, it generally will kick it straight into the defensive line. But yeah, Clint, SACS doing well just to repel all that pressure, and now let's see what they can do. They'll maybe look to run this one and push into the Rondebosch half with a running exit.
Yeah, I just feel the senior guys in the team, the leaders, need to stand up here and call for calm heads and start making some good decisions. A lot of young guys out there, a little bit frantic at the moment. Just calm down, like you say. What is our strength? It's that line out, hit it into the corner, call the basic ball and get them all going. Get some dominance, hold on to that ball, apply some pressure. At the moment, it's all SACS.
The powerful scrum by SACS there, gives it out to David Hayes, who gives it nice, a lovely ball there to Geordie Hop. He fights forward in contact. Glepu waits, Brewer around the corner. The Bosch boys waiting for Brewer there rather than coming forward. Glepu now to Statler, always full of running. He gets over the gain line too easily. Glepu digging for the ball, plays it out to Yakub, who's been prominent. He also goes over the gain line. SACS getting fairly easy meters here. David Hayes now goes on his own inside. Good carry by the little SACS number 10. Glepu out to Yakub, who's been playing flower fairly regularly now in this first half. He bobbles the ball out and doesn't secure it at the breakdown. Bosch now have it.
Davis kicks it away.
Michael Sutton, fresh from a second team game, gives it to Glepu. Glepu with some lovely footwork, finds some space. He's having a lovely game. Lucky Glepu out to Liam Larkin, his buddy. His Craven Week buddy with the referee rules a forward pass. I think Bosch also breathing a sigh of relief there. Exciting first half there, Clint. Both teams having their moments. Bosch certainly putting a lot of pressure but not coming away with points, which could prove crucial in this game.
Well, SACS certainly having a lot more moments than Bosch. I just feel the rhythm, the tempo from SACS is incredible at this stage. Difficult for Rondebosch to get any line speed or make any positive hits. All the tackles are very passive. SACS beating their men one-on-one nicely, making it easy for the clean, and they're getting their ball nice and quickly. Rondebosch will have to make sure that they get their rack ball sorted out and make sure they get their scrum ball sorted out if they want to have any chance of coming back to this game in the second half.
Rondebosch will have the breeze at their backs in the second half, and you would think that a guy like Sam Craig will be putting the ball deep into the SACS territory, and the Rondebosch will be looking to impose their game plan on SACS in the right areas of the field. SACS maybe will look to run the ball a bit more against the breeze. They've got some dangerous players in the forwards and in the backs. They have the ability to open up defenses at times. So it's going to be very interesting. This game is far from over. Rondebosch just score straight off after half time to get to 14-10, and it's game on again. Clint, some interesting games across the various fields here today. Looking at the scoreboard there, the under-15 game going down to the wire with Rondebosch scoring a try right at the death to win that 121-17, and the under-16A and the under-14A games won there by SACS. Your comments on the various fixtures around the fields today?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they were tightly contested all over on all the fields. But yeah, this year, Southern Suburbs derbies, to get those doubles on one another, very difficult. I think that under-15 game, I watched it closely. SACS played a really good game there. And like you said, Rondebosch, I think, lucky in the end there to come away with a fine try. Again, a kick from SACS that didn't find the touch. And it was old Jake. He found some meters up that left-hand side. So this year, all you can ask for is that the boys come here and they contest these games. And they certainly have done that all over the field, on all the fields.
Yeah, Clint, I watched that game as well. SACS, the architects of their own demise. I think they're dropping a kickoff and kicking another kickoff straight down Rondebosch's throat, running the other way, as well as that kick, as you've just mentioned. So the SACS boys will be bitterly disappointed, but lessons to be learnt. They're only 15 years old, and they'll learn and grow as players and as people from this point onwards. Massive derby days next Saturday for Rondebosch. It's the culmination of the season, their massive day against Bishops, and for SACS it's their 175 celebration of Wynberg at Wynberg, and for both schools it'll be a huge end to the season, and both schools will be looking to get on top of their arch rivals and to finish the season strongly. Your thoughts on that Rondebosch Bishops derby?
Well, I'll tell you what, the first one went very close with Bishops shaving the upright, missing it, and Rondebosch claiming the victory. But I just felt that Rondebosch did enough in that game to win it. Bishops came back strongly in those last 10-15 minutes with their dangerous runners, earning a penalty right at the death, and their kicker missing it. But for me, always at the end of the season, it can unravel for you quite quickly. A lot of the sides, you go into those games in the first round, you might have tasted victory, but the thing is, those boys come back looking to right things, and those return fixtures are always hell of a hard.
I saw something in that Bishop side last Saturday. You can't take your eye off them. I know they haven't maybe had the best season by Bishop's first team standards, but nevertheless they've got a few big games in them. They have to be watched very, very carefully and respected, particularly on their own paddock. Are you playing away or
playing away?
Playing away at the Pali Reese again. It's a home ground there for Bishops. Many sides have come a cropper there, so Rondebosch will be looking to finish their season strong, but Bishops as well will be looking to continue the positive momentum from their great victory against SACS last Saturday.
Nick, you guys travelled to the Hawthornton to meet Wynberg. That's always a tough clash. If you think back last year, you guys had a bit of a dream season and sort of fell away a little bit towards the end. And then Wynberg snuck one in as well, which I'm sure will be in the back of the minds as you guys travel to Wynberg next weekend.
Yes, Clint, Wynberg away is never an easy fixture. Last year, admittedly, there were a couple of injuries to key players like Jordan Chayat, but one doesn't like to make excuses like that. But Wynberg came pretty much out of nowhere there. Their talisman, Labib Kanamai, the little scrum half who pops up at centre and at fullback and all over. He just had an absolute blinder on the day and unpicked the SACS defence at will. SACS losing that final fixture on the Hawthornton against the odds. This season again, Wynberg were odds on at the beginning of the season to be the side in the southern suburbs. It hasn't happened for them, but they showed that they are still dangerous by beating Bull and Landpo the other day. Probably the surprise result of the season. It'll be interesting to see how they're going at the moment against Bishops. But those games you simply cannot afford to be anything other than at your very, very best. Wynberg 175 birthday. They've had half of their school decimated by fire. there will be all sorts of reasons why they'll want to come out and finish strong. SACS will just have to make sure that they've got as stronger reasons to go there and finish their season. It's going to be a titanic clash for both schools.
Yes, the Chainer brothers will be rallying next weekend at the Hawthornton. At the moment, Paul, Jim and Otanikwa tied 7-7 with 10 minutes to play up in Paul.
Lucky Glepu receives the kick-off, which goes to the right and finds a lovely kick.
Carl Smith with a quick throw. Van der Bijl Blake looking to chew off some territory. They've got the breeze in behind them.
Good strike there by Van der Bijl Blake. Here comes David Hayes with his left foot. He strikes the ball well, but infield.
He's got a really good boot on him. Craig out wide. Davis
puts up the big bomb. He's not happy with it. Hasn't gone far enough.
That bomb landing too close to home, but it's gathered by Garshenka. Some space out wide. That ball needs to come quick. The ball is a little bit too slow for Bosch at the moment. Another penalty for Bosch. Davis with this good run here. His opposite number, Glepu, taking nice and low, and Statler in immediately.
Statler in on that one quickly. Robbie Davies isolated there. Glepu with lovely feet. Gives it out to Larkin, who fends off.
Bosch boy's going too high for me.
Yeah, you don't want to tackle Liam Larkin high, Clint. That's one area where he's incredibly strong. He's got a big fend. You want to go low and hard. Robbie Davies showing how dangerous he is there with a quick tap. He's up and under there previously, not going far enough, but SACS not claiming it. James Brewer there, the captain, won't be pleased by that receipt of kick. Nevertheless, a nice little breakout there by Lucky from the turnover by Lance Statler, who's always working, he's always tackling, he's always running with the ball, he's always competing. And he's going to be looking to lead SACS here in the second half and set the example.
Nick again with a slight breeze at the Bosch backs. Robbie Davis opting for the up and under. I mean, if you're going to kick it in behind. Use the breeze.
Glepu out to Hayes, who now kicks to the left-hand side.
Yo, I like this little left boot.
And
Craig, he will try and send it back, but again an up and under that doesn't. Oh, it's not a bad one.
David Hayes fields well. Well done there by Hayes. Great footwork by the number 10. He places the ball there, as you say.
Great pick and go.
Giving SACS the possession there. Wind at the back, maybe a better option to kick long. Here comes Connor O'Reilly. SACS looking to build some pressure here through some phase play. Glepu now at 10. With Statler on his outside, uses his dummy runner. Here comes Yakub in the wide channels. Maybe playing a little bit loose, which is risky. SACS there, not great play there by SACS. Having sort of slower, loose forwards there in the back line. Probably better to get it into the boys with the fancy footwork there. Redlinghurst, I think, would be better suited to be receiving that ball. You know, he's got something there. He can change speed, and he's got some real nice footwork. So that was a soft concession there by SACS. They had the ball, they had the momentum, but they just gave away that advantage. James Brewer, though, seems to be... Sorry, not James Brewer. Looks like Connor O'Reilly, the loose head prop for SACS, seems to be down there on the halfway line. This won't be good news for SACS, not just for this game, but also for the upcoming fixture against Wynberg. He's been in the side the whole season, and with Statler, Larkin in the front row, and Duncan Ferguson has formed a pretty formidable front row. They've scrummed brilliantly this season. It looks like they're calling for the stretcher. This is very sad for Connor O'Reilly, one of the nice boys of the SACS first team. No one likes to see a man down with a stretcher coming onto the field there, Clint. Yeah, Connor, it was in my tutor group last year, and just a hell of a nice, hard-working individual, a real SACS man, as we'd call him, and devastating to see him going off now on a stretcher, no doubt ending his season before his finale against Wynberg.
Well, this year it's been uncompromising in the contact areas. Both sides bring a lot of heat. Let's just hope it's not too serious.
We had a terrible injury to Cameron Lawrenson in the boys' eye match where he was sacked and his foot sort of got caught in the mud and he was pulled over on his ankle. A terrible break there, ending his season and ending his water polo aspirations. Also a national water polo player, so sadly for him that was sort of his fourth term gone. And here's Connor O'Reilly now lying in agony. It looks like an ankle or a leg or a foot injury there as well, so hopefully not as serious as the Cameron Lawrenson injury. Alex Halverson as well, the big number 8 for SACS, serving some time now through concussion. Also doubts whether he'll be available for Weinberg. Concussions taken a lot more seriously nowadays than they were in our day. Clint, I can't remember ever missing a game through a concussion, but nowadays it's 3 to 6 weeks, and everyone extremely concerned by safety, which is, I guess, the right. Rather be
cautious
than reckless. So fair enough. Do you know, all of these games are running time, but I believe if there's a serious enough injury, the referee's discretion comes into play and he can add injury time.
That's
Is that
correct.
your understanding?
Yeah, no, that's perfectly right. The serious injuries, you can get some extra time, but most of the time, 35 minutes of running time. Well, I wish him all the best and a speedy recovery.
Right.
This will add to SACS's woes in the line-out. New man in. Ball at the back again. Coatley calling expertly, but SACS bringing the heat. Rondebosch will need to regroup. They're moving forward. Grobler adds his frame there. Robbie Davis marching them forward. Grobler breaks away. He's isolated. Again, that ball is a little bit quicker. Devon Arons are playing 9. Maybe they went a little bit too early, but Zakia a little bit isolated again. Rondebosch going sideways. No real options for Craig. Decides to go in the blind. SACS defense holding resolute. The wild pass out wide. Knocked on by Oregon, but referee Pierre Rogers bringing them back for the early infringement.
It's a late sack there on the Bosch lineout. Here comes Robbie Davies, takes it quickly to the big tight head. Yep. Wonderful hands.
Bosch applying some more pressure. Great flat ball by Zak Sali. I think he scored it. Zak Sali, never very far from the game, crashes over. Some good pressure by Rondebosch, some nice quick ball.
Geordie Hop trying manfully to stop the big Bosch centre, was it? Came hard at the line there, running a nice line there, just barreling his way over. A nice enterprising play there by Bosch that could have perhaps set the line out again, but Davies deciding rather to speed it up and to stretch the SACS defence. Now rattled a little bit with the loss of Connor O'Reilly. The SACS boys are now going to have to regroup under the sticks now. Fairly easy conversion. So Bosch likely to go to 10. SACS still up on the board at 14-10, but they're going to be needing to get into the Rondebosch half as soon as possible, Nick, and put pressure again in the right area of the field.
Never count your chickens before they hatch. Sam Craig will look to add the 2 points. But a good start for Rondebosch in the second half. That's exactly what Coach Mark Lindenberg would have asked of his troops. He turns, 2 points added. It's 14 points to 10. SACS leading. Yeah, those points just before halftime and just after halftimes, they're always crucial. And I just feel like the breeze is picking up a little bit.
Breeze is picking up and the momentum appears to have shifted as well. SACS seemingly in control 5 minutes ago, but now Bosch coming back into the game now with a good try. Hayes kicks left.
Cal Smith normally right under the high ball, misjudging that one, but it's Falconer who carries strongly.
Rondebosch into the sun there. I think that played a factor with their receipt of that kick.
SACS applying pressure at the rack again. The forwards join in. Davis asking for the boys to come forward. Out to Craig. Looking to ride the wind. It's a bit of a burr.
Here comes Lucky Glepu. Gives it out to Michael Sutton, the second team wing. Redlinghuyse takes well. He gives it out to Geordie Hop with a bit of space.
Ruder misses.
He needs to stay in field. He does really well, the strong Dutchman. His knees are on the ground. Yeah, the referee has seen it. Rondebosch not releasing. Here goes Redlinghuis. The Bosch players are not 10. Has he seen it? He's put the hand out. SACS looking a little bit more desperate here. Here comes James Brewer. Hayes is in at 9. Seems like Lucky and David Hayes there. Big overlap here. Geordie Hop with a lot of space. Gives a one-handed pass. And they score. Luckily, I don't know what Geordie Hop was thinking there, giving a one-handed basketball pass where all he had to do was just sort of deliver the ball there, Clint. If that hadn't been a try, one would have been scratching our heads there, wondering what's going on there. Nevertheless, some nice play there by SACS, some real physical, some great carrying up the right here by Geordie Hop, set that up, and he ended up giving the final pass for the try down the left. That is exactly what SACS would have wanted, to reply immediately. Once points have been scored against you, you want to immediately reply and get back up, and it's now 19-10 to SACS.
Yes, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for SACS. I tell you what, they're coming hard at the Rondebosch boys, sucking in a lot of guys. They had huge numbers out wide, and Geordie almost, like I say, stuffing it up.
Yeah, what can you say? Nevertheless, the tries on the board. That good old narrow wide play works a treat. You pull the defense wide, you punch once heavily in the middle, bring the boys, defenders in, and then go left with numbers. Very difficult to defend that. Somewhere there's going to be, a leak somewhere, and as we saw there, Rondebosch just running out of numbers there on the left-hand side. Geordie Hop with a magnificent kick from the corner. That is a great kick into the wind, putting SACS out to a 21-10 lead, a handy lead now with 23 minutes to go in this contest. Rondebosch having their 7 points erased away with a good SACS try.
Yeah, some real sloppy defending by Rondebosch leading up to that try. Just felt guys falling off Geordie too easily.
The curse of the coach, Clint. You tell the boys in the wide channels the only tackle for me is the chop tackle. When you're tackling in the close exchanges and it's front on, then you're going to hit hard and choke. But in the wide channels, you go low and hard. Nothing's changed in rugby. You make your tackle, then you can contest on the ground.
Van Blake, another nice high-hanging kick.
Liam Larkin picks up the scrap. SACS not doing well there at the kick-off receipt, but Larkin doing very well up the right. Strong carry. Tom Robinson, who's in grade 11. Strong as an ox. He fights through contact and keeps going. He'll be a big player for SACS in 2017. Ball goes out to Hayes.
Bosch narrow again.
Hayes. Big space on the outside. Have they seen it? Jakub hasn't. He's cut back inside. But there is space on the inside. Bosch appear to be tiring. Some of the Bosch forwards walking around at this point. SACS can capitalize. Here goes Statler. And here comes Larkin. He'll fend. He comes in field. But younger Talashi knocks it on.
Flings it away.
Davies flings it.
Sam Crack pushes it to the wide. Now it's Rondebosch. Van der Bijl. Good option. Pushes it long. That's going to be a great kick if it bounces to the right.
Brilliant kick there by Bosch. And here comes Sutton. Sutton decides to kick probably wisely. Didn't have a lot of options. And that's a very, very nice kick there by Michael Sutton down the left. He's not known for his kicking, so he'll be extremely happy with that. And so will the coaches. Giving Bosch a line out, but a great option there by Bosch to use the wind and ping SACS back in their half. A couple of the Bosch forwards there, I just noticed, particularly the heavies, walking a bit, a little fatigue setting in perhaps.
Well, SACS has been pushing it from coast to coast, asking a lot of the boys on the fence, holding on to the ball. I think their possession stakes must be really good, and you can only defend for so long before you start feeling the pain. And with Rondebosch guys certainly having done a lot of tackling, the coach will be saying now, let's get our hands on the ball, let us do some rugby, put the SACS defences under pressure. But at this moment, the SACS looking a lot stronger.
Energy sapping stuff, tackling all day long. SACS doing very well there to repel the Rondebosch lineouts. The ball up in the air there, so the referee ruled more collapse and giving the turnover to SACS. Dangerous position here. SACS would be wise to bring Justin Benderman off the left-hand wing. He's now coming into play there. Have they got a little scrum play here? Glepu feeds. Powerful scrum by SACS. Glepu feeds, but not a good pass. Redlinghuis. He takes off. Fights to get back in field. A nice little carry. He's put the ball down. Has he lost it forward? Yep. Sadly, You could see what Redling Ace was trying to do. He's trying to put the ball down, get back to his feet, pick it up again and go. But unfortunately, he just lost the ball in contact there and knock on there for Rondebosch scrum.
I tell you what, he's made that skill his own. In that first game at SACS, I think he scored one and made one try. Very good play.
Yeah,
Rugby's played on your feet, and he did very well. He can sneak through any little gap. He's unassuming, not a big frame, but I tell you what, he's a sneaky little runner, and he can find a hole.
Yeah, he had brilliant games in the second term against Rondebosch and against Bishops. I think he scored a hat-trick against Bishops and a try and in a couple of assists there against Bosch. That's really where he came to the fore. He's in matric. Sometimes maybe in Geordie Hop's shadow in terms of being spoken about, but he offers his own little bit of menace there. He's usually in the narrow channels. He's ducking and diving and worming his way through little tiny gaps. So he's been very effective for SACS this season.
Rondebosch with an opportunity to build some pressure now. The scrum under pressure a little bit. Goatley. Davis. A little bit stand. And kicks it away into touch.
Here comes trouble. Here comes big trouble. Ill discipline by SACS. Spear tackle. A yellow card. You just cannot afford that type of ill discipline at first team level. There's absolutely no need for that. Firstly, it's dangerous. It's against the law, and the players know full well that it will result in a time in the sin bin where you'll be putting your own team under a huge amount of pressure. So not smart there by SACS at all.
And he's really been good for SACS in his first game. He's been a real menace, been carrying well, been defending well, so his frame will be missed. Rondebosch will look to apply the pressure now and hit back as soon as they can.
This is Bosch's time now, Clint. You've got to think against 14 men. If they don't score in the next 8 minutes, I think it's 8 minutes in the bin for a 35-minute game. If they don't score in the next 8 minutes against 14 men, then the challenge might fizzle out. We'll see what they can do.
Again, ball at the back. Cal Smith again carrying strong. He's been everywhere. Statler applying pressure at that ruck. Ball coming out slowly. Sam Craig feeds Zaki Sali. It's going sideways again. Rudder on the touchline. Nowhere to go. Davis. There's some space out wide. The ball needs to go. Van der Bijlblek is an opportunity. Cal Smith's got to carry hard. Collier's just made his way onto the field in place of Dane Stevens, leaving that one behind. A real opportunity goes begging for Rondebosch once again, but they've still got their hands on the ball. Big Horrigan carrying hard in the midfield, again losing the ball. And there's that Redling Ace, feeds it out wide. What great vision.
Well done, Dej.
Yeah, Clint Bosch making a mess of a golden opportunity there. I thought the big Bosch tight head did really well to get his pass away, and then some of the sort of more fancied backline players making a mess. I see a reserve on for you. Just
That's Collier.
not executing there in a critical moment. It looks like Rondebosch had about a 3-man overlap there.
And those are the moments we are talking about that will come and bite you.
But SACS also playing into Rondebosch's hands. You know, they got the turnover through the last ball, and then instead of kicking it ahead, they give it to Talashi, who gets bundled into touch, giving Rondebosch the line out.
Like I said, I think that breeze is a little bit stronger than we think, making it difficult to kick. Got both sides preferring to hold on to the ball into the breeze. Falcon, Van der Bijl coming hard.
Van der Bijlblek throwing the ball away in contact. That won't please the Bosch coaches. But a Bosch man there, I can't see who it is.
Matt Grobler.
Matt Grobler doing brilliantly on the ground there. Getting in on that ball and getting a penalty there for his team for holding on. Very nice play by the big number 4.
It's a long way down for him. He did well, almost like a giraffe, going for some water.
Lots of reserves on the field now for SACS. We've got Ross Sharp, a loose head prop now on the field as well for Connor O'Reilly. Played a full game for the second team, as should happen. We want schoolboys to play rugby, not sit on the bench. So he's on the field now, looking to do his best for his team.
Cal Smith. Fingertip stuff here. Bosch looking to apply some pressure now. The big boys coming out. Short ball to Devon Aronson. Makes meters. But again, the ball is slow. SACS infringing again at the breakdown. Now we need the bounce.
Yet another penalty awarded there to Rondebosch.
SACS need to be...
Is he ruling offside? I think SACS a little over eager there. Rondebosch kick to the corner again, and SACS will have to defend yet another line out close to their line.
I think discipline's got to come in here as well. Referee Pierre Rogers, I think he will be quite strict on the next one. And with SACS already a guy in the bin. Great contest.
Brewer does brilliantly with a one-man lift there, Clint.
Bosch not expecting the challenge there. Larkin and Goatley going for it. Things heating up.
Larkin claiming he was punched or head-butted there. He's pointing to his head. We'll have to have a look on the replay. I don't know if any of the cameramen picked that up. The touch judge is now in. He's going to have a little look-see. Great steal there in the line-out by Brewer with a one-man lift. Clint, I think sometimes when you're up against a one-man lift, you automatically assume you're going to win it. And the Bosch hooker slightly underthrowing that one. The referee rules handbags, and the play continues.
Again, another opportunity for Bosch going begging. Some pressure on this line out now. Devon Aronson goes to Captain Courageous, Goshenka in front. They set the maul for the umpteenth time. Going nowhere, really.
Well defended by SACS. Very well defended by SACS there. Forcing Bosch to the front. Bosch a little bit wary now of the contest in the middle. A little bit of wind about, a bit of wary about the back, the throw to the back perhaps. Going to the front, which is probably arguably the easiest area to defend a maul. SACS up to the challenge there with a very important maul defense. SACS now have a scrum just inside their 22 on the right-hand side. They'll be looking to punch maybe Geordie Hoppier, the big centre, through contact, and then get Hayes in the pocket and relieve some pressure. 14 minutes to go in this match. SACS leading 21-10. Incredibly tight. SACS have a man in the bin. A couple of injuries to both sides at the moment. Lots at stake here, Clint.
Well, Nick, as you know, always nice to be leading going into those final minutes. Tell you what, chasing a game with scoreboard pressure, it's tough for the home side. They need something to happen for them.
Geordie Hoppier will be looking to find that space between Robbie Davies and Van der Bel Blake. There he comes. There he looks to step. He does well.
Again, first guy's going too high.
Good carry there by Hop. The referee's got his hand out, and he's awarded a penalty for Rondebosch not rolling away. Good carry there by Geordie, but as you say, Clint, some ineffective tackling there, just going a little bit too high. Maybe Robbie Davies over-tracking as well a little bit. I mean, it was only going to one person. You just might as well mark him. No point running past him. Geordie doing well there, Rondebosch infringing, and now David Hayes to relieve some pressure. David Hayes making very, very sure of that one, Clint. Just not looking to reel off too many meters.
But, it almost looked like he was aiming towards us.
Yeah. A two-man line out here by SACS. Interesting. Nice to see something different. Something not quite executed, but SACS just want the ball, I think, and that's nothing wrong with that. They've got the ball. Some enterprising stuff there by the coaching staff. Nice to see. Klepu now. Rondebosch lying all over that. Here comes Brewer. 100 kilos of Brewer. Head boy of the school as well. Klepu sniping around the fringes. Here comes Brewer as well. The SACS coaches on the far side baying for a penalty. The referee having none of it. Ball goes out to Klepu. He hacks it upfield. He gets it in behind.
Collier. He gives it to Craig. Again, kicking away possession. Beautifully gathered by Craig. Davis's turn. Now he hacks it downfield.
Excellently taken there by Michael Sutton. Lucky Glepu with a lovely turn of speed. Here he goes, showing why he's a Cravenwick play. He's having a blinder today is Lucky Glepu. Here's Brewer. He's given the ball to Ross Sharp, who moves forward. SACS looking dangerous when they're feeding off these scraps. Big overlap here. The ball goes out to Statler. Hands will do. The ball goes out to Geordie Hop. A switch is on here. Talashi now in space. Could this be the final nail? Talashi goes, gives it inside to Larkin. An absolutely marvellous try by SACS. One of the tries of the season. Brilliant finish. Everyone playing their parts. At a fitting end there, Liam Larkin, the hooker, talisman for SACS this season, scores the try. Brilliantly set up by another big player for SACS, Lucky Glepu, who just sized through the Rondebosch defence after that kick. Must give credit to Michael Sutton as well. I think that came all the way from that Robbie Davies kick ahead. The pass came infield to Glepu, and maybe Bosch guilty of kicking the ball away a little bit, Clint.
In my opinion, I feel that's what we're doing. We need to hold on to that ball. But Glepu again with an amazing run up in the midfield, through the midfield, finding easy holes and looking at real class today. And really well rounded off by the rest of the SACS team, playing beautiful rugby towards the pavilion, the big grandstand here, getting the guys on their feet, and well rounded off by Leon Larkin, who's been good today as well.
So often these promising moves with space out wide result in nothing. That time the SACS boys really executed nicely. Talashi taking a nice pass. He moved infield and then gave a lovely offload on the inside to Liam Larkin. So an absolutely fabulous try there by SACS. Geordie Hop adds the extras at 28-10 with less than 10 minutes to go. It's an 3-try game for Bosch to win it. Perhaps a bridge too far, but one thing about a Rondebosch boy, he never gives up. He'll fight to the bitter end, and let's see if Rondebosch can reply immediately with a score. It's exactly what they'll need if they're still going to win this game.
Well, like I said earlier, Nick, the guy's looking a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued. Having had to work hard trying to keep the SACS boys at bay. And you know, the kick and chase game is a killer. It really eats the energy, but Bosch really good getting the ball back. Davis decides to come back on the blind. Ross Rudder. Sloppy play again by Rondebosch. It just doesn't seem like they want to hold on to the ball. And SACS very keen to play. So
almost Robbie Davies trying too hard now. He's trying desperately to ignite something. He is a great player, but perhaps maybe trying to do a little bit too much today, which is you know, you can't really fault the boy. He's doing his best. All he wants to do is create something and create an opportunity for his team. But sometimes better to pass it off to somebody in a better position than yourself.
Yeah, I think the guys off the ball need to work a little bit harder, getting into good position. At the moment, a lot of passengers on the Rondebosch side. Not working, no work rate.
Lucky Glepu feeds a right-hand scrum. Good ball there for David Hayes. Little out the back play. Redling has decides to go on his own. He had Hayes in the back there. He could have flipped it out the back, and there were numbers. Nick Redling-Hayes not taking the right option there, taking it into contact. He had Hop on his outside, but if he had played the ball out to the back to David Hayes, there could have been some space on the outside. Rondebosch do well there to secure the turnover at the breakdown. And they'll now have an attacking line out.
Van der Bell kicks this deep into the 22 of SACS. What can Bosch muster up here? Garth Schenker will be calling his soldiers in, his troops, saying, "Listen, one massive effort here, guys. Let's get on the scoreboard." Over the top. Nobody wants to dive on it. Braden Tradu finally gets to it.
SACS seem to have snaffled that, have they? It's a 50-50 ball on the ground. The referee awards the scrum to Rondebosch. Slightly fortuitously, a little knock on there. Bosch just overstretching that throw, going for the back ball. Their line-out has been very good and has been all season. So I think just, you know, really searching for something special now at the end of this game to try and create a try.
There are a lot of tired bodies out there, and that's when the mistakes start to creep in. I know for a fact when I play my squash game, yeah, by that second set, I start to miscue a couple. So the boys will just need to rally here now. And I think If they can get some energy going, maybe get something going for themselves.
Well, Clint, if you're getting tired in the second set, I hope none of your games go to 5. I'd hate to see the state of you by then.
Like two tired old boxers, we go for it. Bosch with another scrum. They've had opportunities. Ball out. Sam Cragg. Zakasali with some energy. Falconer with a good burst. Ball out the back. Zakasali looking to offload. It's a nice rhythm in it. Yeah. Quick ball. Cal Smith will pop off to Trudeau. Falconer with another stepping run. I don't quite know what that one is for. It was a quick tap. Cal Smith strong in contact. Robbie Davis looking for some runners. Devon Orange puts his hands up. But it's all a little bit slow at the moment. Not 100% sure. One of the Bosch boys rolling around. I think he's over.
Rondebosch still scrapping for everything here, Clint. They're not going to ever give up. There are 5 minutes left to go in this game. They've now got a attacking scrum, agonizingly close to a try there. It was at Cal Smith there, held up. Referee ruling he was held up. I think hard to rule on those without TMOs and without touch judges. Right there, it's not an easy job to be a ref. You've obviously got schoolboys claiming tries and other schoolboys on the other side claiming held up, and all you can do is really rule on what you see. So,
yep. Another attacking scrum for Rondebosch. Bosch looking to finish strong, playing for some pride here.
I've seen UCT come back in a famous Varsity Cup match against Portugal.
Yeah, I had ringside seats for that one.
You were there. You were part of that coaching setup, and anything's possible. If they score right now, there's still time for 2 more. Highly unlikely, but nevertheless, got to keep believing.
Spoken like a true rugby man. Davis, a scrum under pressure again, getting wheeled.
I can't believe that the referee would rule that Rondebosch would intentionally wheel their own scrum. Bizarre decision by the ref. That's coming from a SACS man. There's absolutely no incentive to wheel a scrum at schoolboy level because there's no turnover from a wheel. So, plus it's Rondebosch ball and they're looking to attack of it. So, strange. Nonetheless, SACS won't be complaining, and they've kicked the ball out into touch, looking to set their line out with 4 minutes to go in this clash. Maybe the ref there, Clint, blowing Bosch for bailing out of the contest, maybe. Just sort of, that's all I can think of. I can't think of another reason why.
I'll tell you what, you've got Andrew Patterson on the far side of the field. He's done a great job with this pack in terms of scrums. And I tell you what, there's nobody that loves scrumming more than him. Maybe the godfather up at UCT, Paul Day. But well done to Paddy for a great scrum contest here. Bosch getting the ball back. Orense out the back door. Long ball out wide. Falconer with some space now. Looking for some support. He finds it with some Zakia Sali. Davis up in support. The ball lost the game, but Captain diving on top of it. Collier with some jinking runs. Again, a little stab through from Robbie Davis.
Michael Sutton's been up to the challenge with his mate Lucky Glepu. They've fielded a lot of ball off the boot there into that left corner. Sutton's been absolutely exceptional. If you think about a guy playing a full game for the second team, hardly played any games for the first. He's dealt with all that pressure in that corner. He's done really well today.
Bosch with possession. Chulu being taken sideways. Great hit by Larkin on Orense. Now there's an opportunity. Hilton Godley in the wider channels. The pass adjudged to have gone forward.
Big hit there by Liam Larkin on his opposite number. Those are the kind of hits you really want at the end of a game like this. Looking to close it out. He came from the blind spot there, hammered into his opposite numbers mid-drift. He's down now, looking for some treatment. Probably got a bit of a winding there, maybe a rib. But with 2 minutes to go, SACS have this game sewn up. They'll be just looking not to concede for their own sort of personal standards and to take confidence into the Wynberg game. Rondebosch, on the other hand, will be looking to score now to give them to feel positive for their Bishop's derby. And when all said and done, this has been a very different SACS outfit from the one that turned up last week against Bishops on the Pali Reese. A lot more energy, a lot more physicality, particularly in defence. They've Rondebosch have thrown a lot at them, and SACS have weathered the storm. And I think today the boys can quite rightly feel proud of their efforts, and they've done the school proud. And SACS, very difficult to come and win on Rugby A in these local derbies. So I think the boys have done really well and must be commended.
No, for sure, Nick. Bishops again not doing us any favours. A different SACS team pitched up here today for sure. On the Bosch side, I just felt the guys throughout the season, they've been brilliant at the breakdown, really blasting hard, getting some good front foot ball, quick ball, so they could get their game going. Today, I didn't see any of that. SACS really fronting up at the breakdown, making it very difficult for Rondebosch to get some rhythm to their game or some quick ball.
Lovely kick there, lovely exit there by David Hayes, who's had a really good game, a nice solid game at 10. Nice left boot today, really working, functioning well. Oh.
It's all going a little bit awry.
Yeah, Rondebosch making a meal of that line out. Too many movements, confusing their own players. Lucky Glepu now to Hayes, using the left boot again. It's a good kick, good decision there just to play down there.
Sam Craig. They will have to keep this ball alive now. Only a couple of seconds left on the clock. A little bit of a maze they find themselves in at the moment. Another ruck.
SACS up for the challenge there. Rondebosch desperately trying to run the ball from their own half with very little going on, and that's full time. SACS deserved winners on the day, 28-10 on Rugby A here at Rondebosch. The boys are out on their feet. Clint, one thing you can never ever say is that these Rondebosch boys don't give their very, very best. You can see their boys are distraught, they're tired, they've given everything. It just hasn't been their day. It wasn't SACS's day last week. That's rugby. It's how you bounce back. And I'm sure Rondebosch are going to be completely and utterly hungry to come back and finish their season. They've had a wonderful season so far. And if they can finish it with a win against Bishops on the Pali Reese, the cherry on the top, I think, Clint, to a really unexpected and great first year for Mark Lindenberg.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, credit to the SACS boys for bouncing back after a tough loss last weekend, coming back strongly like they did today. Just shows the immense character within the school, within the team. And I think SACS can be proud of their boys, not only in this first team fixture, but all round today on all the fields at Rondebosch. Some really good games played in really good spirit, and it's an awesome privilege to be involved in schoolboy rugby. The boys shaking hands, just acknowledging each other, saying, Lucia, thanks for a great contest, and long may these derbies continue in the spirit that it was played in today. I just think SACS were too good on the day. They played the right game. They made less mistakes, and they played to their strengths.
You can see the emotion, Clint. Poor Matthew Grobler, the captain, in tears there. You know, these guys, they invest so much time and effort in this sort of matric year of theirs and going out in glory, and you just feel for them so much. It's through no lack of effort on their own or no lack of anything. It's just on the day, you know, the opposition were marginally better, took their chances better, and that's just the way life works and the way rugby works. So you got to feel for the Rondebosch captain and his charges. You know, SACS was sitting in exactly the same position last Saturday, heads forlornly slumped, wondering what just happened, having to sing their school song opposite their faithful supporters on the Pali Reese. And I guess that's the great thing about rugby as well. One day you're up, one day you're down. A week's a long time in rugby. Rondebosch will now have an opportunity to turn things around and come back on Saturday. And SACS obviously will be looking to finish strongly against Wynberg.
Well, a beautiful, superb advert for schoolboy rugby. Once again, Nick, great to share the commentary box with you. Also, really enjoyed my time to chat, really informative. And Lucia, good luck for your derby next weekend. I'm sure you guys will finish the season strongly.
Thanks, Clint. Always a great pleasure to come to Rondebosch and to have a bit of banter with guys like yourself, proper rugby men. It's an absolute pleasure, and all the best for your games against Bishops. I know that your fighting spirit will prevail. And to the SACS boys, well done. The boys meeting in the middle of the field here to do their school's war cry. Preserved for excellent performances against really worthy opposition. So Rondebosch, SACS have huge respect for Rondebosch as a rugby school, and for this particular first team, I don't think the war cry has come out once this season. So it shows how much respect SACS do have for Rondebosch and how wary they were of Rondebosch. So there's a little bit of respect there in itself.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Nick. SACS claiming the field, and rightly so. They deserve it.
Let's perhaps.
And they will cherish this moment.
Let's perhaps wait for the war cries and the school song by Rondebosch before we sign off. Always nice for the fans out there as well to see the jubilation. Lovely to see, Clint. Even in defeat, the school spirit there coming out trumps. They're still proud of the boys. They're proud of their effort. And
great emotion. I tell you, a lot of these boys singing their school song for the last time on Rugby A, and they'll be feeling the pain. But Lucia, I can tell you what, they can hold their heads high and feel proud of the effort they gave out there. They didn't cower out. They didn't back down.
SACS now doing their school song. Memories that'll last forever. The boys now down on their haunches for the war cry. Wonderful scenes. SACS winning this game 28-10, celebrating with their school song and the war cry. Clint, final words before we sign off?
No, what an awesome day. Nice to have had a chat with you. Rugby was the winner at the end of the day. Schoolboy rugby especially. And look forward to the next challenge.
Thanks, Clint. Looking forward to that moment again. All the best. And from us here at Rugby A, have a great day. And let's hope the Springboks come out on top against the Argentines later in the day.